Hi there. On this week's episode, we turn villains into not quite villains, maybe heroes.
I'm Charlie.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Eddie. This is straight to PLD. So Marvel fatigue is this set in yet? Not sure. Aside from this movie, what was the last Marvel major film? It
That
was
was Captain
the
America,
Captain
Brave New
America.
World.
Oh man, I don't even think we recorded. Did we record that? I think we
Yes,
did.
we
That
did.
was
We did not
ass.
enjoy that one.
Ass, super ass.
It was okay. It was
It was
okay.
okay of an ass. But despite that, we're still. I think everybody still has been, conditioned to you gotta watch it, despite your expectations or what the actual film was. You gotta watch it because they're somehow tied together. Um, I know I'm on that train where I was just like, well, I gotta watch these TV shows and these movies because I'm expecting a grander payoff in conjunction with the Kang Dynasty should have released this weekend, but it didn't. Who
For
knows
reasons.
what multi-universe we could have gotten Kang Dynasty? What movie is shelved somewhere in the Disney Marvel Studios, whatever they recorded or whatever plot is out there is gone now. Uh, but now we have things like this, Thunderbolts and everything leading up to the Doomsday, where they already started
Secret
recording some
Wars.
leaked stuff out there already.
You don't
Uh,
understand. This is the King universe.
okay, that's cool.
I
The one
mean,
where we
Uh,
still
don't the,
technically,
the
I mean,
one
is he
where we
coming
don't
back?
have
I heard there was rumors he was coming back.
the one where we don't have the
not
movie
not the same actor.
is the movie itself.
The movie, this
We're
is all,
part of the Marvel universe.
this is levels. This was all part of the original plan. Uh, oh, I had heard they were gonna hire Myers again.
No.
Maybe
What?
some BS. I
No.
don't know.
No
Well, if
way.
Johnny Depp could get hired again and so can Amber Heard, we could all move past what happened. But
Johnny Depp was dropped immediately. I don't
yeah,
think
but
Myers
isn't
is
he doing
coming
the new
back.
Pirates of Caribbean or whatever? Isn't that coming
No,
out
he's
No,
soon?
definitely
no.
not. I think it's Margot Robbie last thing I heard. It's
Oh,
like a
okay.
reboot.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
if
Yeah,
they're gonna drop
no.
someone after allegations, I'm pretty sure they're gonna not
Yeah,
hire
he
Myers
was. Yeah, I don't want to. We don't need to
after
get
the
into it,
footage.
but
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, I'm still rooting for Johnny Depp. We'll see how that
He's
goes.
gonna make his
Anyway,
own Pirates of the Caribbean.
yeah, awesome. With
But
all that
but
being
um
said,
but all that being said, the multiverse, the universe where we don't have the movie is the movie.
and we're all a part of
what?
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still don't know what year this is. I still don't know. I know it's past the snap and everybody back the snap, and then it's past like there are no Avengers because apparently nobody knows who Spider-Man is, even though Spider-Man exists. I mean, he can still be Spider-Man, but he's nowhere in New York for some reason. Uh, as all of this is happening,
He's
uh,
there.
he just doesn't give a
He's just
shit, I
not in
guess.
the show.
He's just, all right, cool.
The movies.
Uh,
Yeah, I
Hulk is
mean,
off.
have you seen Daredevil Reborn?
No, is he
No.
in New York as
Yes.
well?
Yeah, that's New York.
Okay,
And
Daredevil is nowhere to be found. Oh, but Hawkeye is somewhere. Lady Hawkeye is
no.
somewhere.
Oh, I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
she
yeah.
is.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like there are other people here somewhere.
I mean, I feel
New
like
York
that's just
seems
the
to be like
issue
the
with having a show. Like everyone is in you, or like, so
yeah.
it's like, oh yeah, why isn't that person here? Well,
There's
and
got
this
to be
big
some
event
conspiracy
happened.
theory out there that says New York is like the epicenter of the of our galactical like multi-universe. Like it's got to be like a ley line or something. A lot of too much shit happens in New York for it not to be a coincidence, I guess. But yeah, you all gotta, I guess we all gotta collectively just continue to endure with again, hopefully a bigger payoff and the
I mean,
Thunderbolts.
we don't have to. We can stop anytime.
But then what would our audience think, Chris, that we are not giving them the awesome, just terrible breakdown of these movies? Not to say that this one was bad,
I feel
or
like,
maybe it was.
yeah, like
I don't know,
the
but
last few years have
what?
been pretty bad, just superhero movies in general. Like, just at least for me, It was a rough time.
We'll see how we go this up. But for right now, Chris, you want to give us just a synopsis of the movie really quick before we
Sure.
get some of these thoughts out?
Thunderbolts asterisks. After finding themselves ensnared in a death trap, an unconventional team of anti-heroes must embark on a dangerous mission that will force them to confront the darkest corners of their past. This film was directed by Jake Schreier, who did Paper Towns and Robot and Frank. I just want to shout out Robot and Frank. It's like an indie movie from like 2007, I think. And it's about like an old man who has like a helper robot who like helps him around the house, and he like trains it to like to rob people. So it's a fun movie. This film stars Florence Pugh, Sebastian Stan, David Harbour, Hannah John Kamen, and Wyatt Russell.
Thanks, Chris. Um, Now that I'm looking at the director, it kind of makes sense now because Paper Towns was also it was like a mental thing. Um,
I think
but
most of his what he's done in like the past almost decade is just like TV shows. He did
yeah.
Beef
Oh,
was
Beef
on
was pretty.
Netflix. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
that was pretty good acclaim.
mhm.
But what are your spoiler-free thoughts on these? Charlie, what do you think? What did you think of this movie?
Never seen Robot and Frank.
No, the fucking the Thunderbolts.
Um, I don't have any opinion on Robot and Frank, but for Thunderbolts, the bolts, they're here. Um, I thought it was pretty good. Actually, funny story on this. Eddie and I were supposed to go see it in Screen X,
I don't want to relive
which if you
this.
don't know what Screen X is, it's a 270-degree like screen. So basically you have three screens. You're surrounded by it's like the your regular screen right in front of you and then the two walls on the side. I got the wrong movie theater. I didn't choose Screen X. So what we
How'd
got,
you mess that one up?
because it was
I
like one was called Screen X and the other one was called Ultimate DLX. And I was like, or Ultimate Screen DLX. So it
Hmm.
still had Screen X in the name. I was like, oh,
told
it's
you.
just like Ultimate Screen X. Which is dumb. Call it something else. Uh silly. But so what we got, we didn't get the 200, we didn't get the surround screens, the three screens. What we did get was a big ass screen with like laser projection and like Dolby surround sound. So
Hmm.
it was still a pretty good like viewing experience. It was huge. I don't know if it's like the way they set up the whole movie theater or if it was like actually a big ass screen.
I think
Um,
that version is like ultra screen, not IMAX, but like in between that and like a normal one.
yeah, yeah, it was still pretty big. Still like a a good viewing experience. We actually sneaked into ScreenX for the next showing for
For the same
Thunderbolts
movie. We
for the same
just sat down
movie.
for the same movie.
And we only watched like 10 minutes of it just to like get a feel for what the hell ScreenX was. We could talk about that later. But the bolts themselves, I thought it was a pretty good movie. Definitely on the better. It's hard to compare everything after Endgame, because it's just like so much bad that like a mediocre movie is good. So, but it was one of the better superhero movies that has come out lately. What came out? Captain America: Brave New World.
Jared,
Um,
Deadpool, even though that I feel
Deadpool.
like that's like its own thing, but yeah,
yeah. Deadpool, and then we
the
have
Marvels,
Daredevil like Reborn TV series, not a movie, but it's a
yeah.
TV series. Which itself was like it was all right. I mean, Daredevil it was all right. Um, but this was actually on the better end. That being said, there was just like one thing about it that I wasn't like I don't know. It's kind of I was like, well, okay, I guess. Which is right at the end. We'll get into spoilers, but overall good. I think I know I love Florence Pugh, number one. She's great. But then I also want to talk about the dynamics between all of them, really. Florence and Sebastian, David, and Hannah and Wyatt. I think the the way they play off each other was great. I think the relationships that were kind of formed in the movie were great. So really good, like really good group work to make it serious and funny. Mostly funny, mostly like based off of just like comedic timing and all that kind of fun stuff. So it was all there. Um, the it's also cool to see a non even though it's kind of like world-ending stuff, it just kind of took over New York. Um, and I mean it's in the trailer, but Florence Pugh literally says it where it's like, do any of us fly or are we all just punch and kick stuff and shoot stuff? So it was fun to see like a non-godlike kind of fighting movie on that end. But yeah, what about you? What about you, Chris? What did you watch it in Screen X?
Yeah, I saw it in Adobe. And maybe it's because we haven't had an Avengers film in like 6 years, but I really like this movie. Same as you, like just the team dynamic was really good. This dysfunctional like villains coming together to fight they're like another villain, like a bigger villain than themselves kind of thing, like putting their differences aside and their all their baggage through stuff we've seen in the other movies and TV shows. So like that. I do wish some of the characters got a little more screen time. I feel like a lot like three or four of them was like really solid stuff. And then one is just kind of like I kind of remember you from Ant-Man 2, but I don't really remember your character much. So I wish that character had a little more to do, or at least a flashback or something like the other characters.
Mhm.
But I did think it was funny and not really surprising based on the trailers that one of the one of the team members gets slip knotted. If you remember the Suicide One character, they get
Oh yeah.
they get off like immediately. So I thought like not surprised based on the trailers, but it is funny that that happened. And I will say the soundtrack was surprisingly, I don't know, I feel like Marvel has like some good songs in their movie, but not like the entire soundtrack
hmm
like really hit. So I just wanted to shout out that by Sony Lux. He did the Everything Everywhere All at Once soundtrack. So he's done good work. Yep. What about you, Eddie?
I thought it was in the middle. Um, I just I think the movie had good point, good like good scenes. That were like somewhat ruined. Um, because Marvel does what it does as far as like directing. Um, it is like I said, it's different. There's an impending danger that needs to be addressed. But again, I think just it's so hard because the stakes have been just so high that it's hard to localize a particular issue. Um, when the universe is already where it's supposed to be at. But it wasn't as bad as what we've reviewed in the last couple of Marvel films. Um, so there's like a it's not like a saving grace, but I think Charlie, I think you had a good point where it's like everything's so bad, a mediocre film. I'll still call it a mediocre film, but the bar is so low that it 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 the perception is that it is good, despite the fact that it when you put it next to everything, it's just like, well, it's good, but it's not quite there yet, so kind of sucks. Um, when you step back. But all the stuff that I want to talk about is in the spoiler section. So for the most part, again, I'm down the middle. Maybe I'll convince one way or the other after we have the discussion, but we'll see. Any other spoiler free thoughts? Cool. So moving on to spoiler sections, you have been warned.
Yeah, spoiler everything MCU, TV show, movie that's come, and maybe some speculation on Fantastic Four, but we don't really know anything officially.
And that's the first spoiler. Fantastic Four is in this movie. Working our way backwards.
I mean, is it a spoiler if it's in the movie?
It's not in the movie. It's an after credit scene. It's the second after credit scene that you have to
Yeah,
read
that's
when
in the
all the credits
movie.
go.
If you want, yeah, that's the whole
No,
movie.
after credits is not considered in the movie anymore.
What?
That is
Yeah, it
post.
is.
Yeah, it
I mean,
is.
Marvel
You're
has
still
made it a part
sitting.
of the
Yeah,
movies.
you're still sitting there.
Yeah.
No, no, no. Movie is first act, second act, third act, and then credits are credits, and then post credit scene is not part of the one, two, three, which by definition is the movie. Semantic.
Whatever.
Whatever. You're
Move
still
on.
whatever. It's in the
Both of
same
you are just
seating.
like
It's
You don't
whatever.
leave and go
Yeah. What do
somewhere else to watch these post-credit scenes.
Yeah.
I
You're
mean, you
still
can,
there.
you can.
You don't.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't freaking matter.
Jeez.
But yeah, but it's in the I don't know. I feel like who like approved that post-credit scene?
What do you mean?
Like the fan. Well, I guess if you're like read up on everything, you know that Fantastic Four is going to be coming to the um
MCU?
yeah, like this universe's MCU.
I mean, the trailer for Fantastic Four literally shows Galactus coming to destroy that Earth,
Yeah, but they
essentially.
also they also show it in
And
the
that film is set in the
1980s.
60s.
Well,
So
60s, yes. It's
it's
the
obviously not going to
1960s.
be the same universe.
Well, that's the thing. Are we doing time dilation? Are we doing time
No,
travel? Are we doing
it's
universes
different
jumps?
universe. It has to be a different universe because that the universe gets destroyed by
No, the
Galactus.
world gets destroyed by Galactus, not the universe. Galactus
Then
eats
why is there an
worlds.
Earth? It doesn't make sense. Time travel doesn't make sense.
Maybe they defeat Galactus. I don't know so much about the Fantastic Four. What I do know is that this end credit scene makes me not want to watch Fantastic Four because I already know how Fantastic Four is gonna end. So anything that leads up to it is kind of pointless because the point is that they end up in the universe. So I don't even want to watch it for the back. I don't even care about character development with these people. It's the point is they're already coming to the MCU. So for me, it ruined it because I'm just like when I'm gonna watch Fantastic Four, all of it is just pointless because if their world or universe dies, doesn't matter because they're now in ours, 616 or whatever the hell
Yeah,
universe
that's right.
we are in. So it's like to me, it's just a big like thanks. Now, like, I guess it's also the unfair because as an asshole, I'm already like, what I'm saying? Like I'm already dissecting the film before I even know what the fuck the film is about. It just, but
Couldn't
for
you
me, it's just
literally
like,
say that about the second Avengers movie we're getting in a couple years, Secret Wars?
yeah, same
That
shit.
literally resets the entire universe.
Yeah,
So it's like, why watch anything else before this?
exactly. Yeah,
You watch it
which if you
because
recall,
we
if you
watch it
recall,
because we have to for this
yeah,
podcast.
I was like, we are
No,
bound
we
to do
watch
for
it
the
because we're
podcast.
huge fans, Chris.
I'm not a huge, not anymore, but I also had this quarrel.
We
If you
watch it because it's
remember,
been 15 years and we and we
but
have
if
to we have to continue
We had to
otherwise
see it to the end.
yeah.
it's just a cash grabs at this point. But if you recall, I also had that quarrel with Spider-Man because it was just like, well, it's just like a big F you because we had all this character development and we had all this. investment, and then it's just like psych. This is just a clean slate for whatever we need you now from this point on. It's like, all right, well, you didn't have to be an asshole. You didn't have to be like dicks about it. You could have just like, granted, they gave the audience what they wanted, but then it's just like for the future of the character, it's like clean slate. It's like, okay, all right, well, that whole like learning and the heart to heart he had with everybody and him dying and people, you know what I'm saying? Like just all that is just washed away, and it feels empty. But that's just my point of view, because I'm just like, okay, well, now when I watch Fantastic Four, it's gonna be like you're gonna die and you're gonna die and all these people are just gonna die and it's not gonna matter anymore because they're now in this universe, you know? And it's just
Yeah,
like, okay,
it's
cool.
setting up that team.
What
Sure,
team?
the Fantastic Four and
Oh
like
yeah,
those
yeah, yeah.
characters. It's that is what the movie's for. It's not about like random kid with a thing mask. Like we don't care about that person.
Well, I also
But
I guess in
I
the
don't know.
past
We'll
when
see.
well I also I guess in the past what Marvel did was they teased upcoming things, right? They didn't, so like the end credits would add on to the next chapter, the next like in between, and then they would just tease that. They wouldn't give you anything. I feel like with the Fantastic Four thing, it like you know what I'm saying? Like we got to the end already because we're seeing it through this universe and they're coming to our universe, which means again, it just implies that everything in their universe is just kind of moot. It's a moot point because now I know that they are coming no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the Fast and the Furious thing where
I guess I
I know
don't.
Han dies in Tokyo Drift. I don't care about his romantic development. I don't care about, oh, he helped us steal gas. Like, you're gonna die. You're gonna die in the future of the series. But you know what? That's fine because two movies after that, you resurrected. So it's just, they're taking a page out of that book. And it's just like, all right, cool. I guess nobody ever dies in this universe. You just gotta hop around. Yeah.
I
But
guess
again, I'm just an asshole.
my. I guess maybe for like the casual fan, they didn't see like the Avengers Doomsday like casting where they revealed the chairs of all the actors and characters that are gonna
Oh
be in
yeah,
it.
like
But
the
like
whole like yeah, yeah.
this, none of this was a surprise to me. Like the Fantastic Four stuff.
Oh
Like,
really?
did you not expect them to come to this Earth
No.
and the
I thought it would build up with Secret Wars because Secret Wars is where everybody is on their own thing, but then eventually get tangled into the same thing.
no,
So I thought
Doomsday is next, and that they are revealed in that whatever the trailer for
uh-huh.
who's going to be in it.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. Yeah, but I just thought that it was gonna be kind of like Endgame where there's like three separate storylines that are happening and then they all convene at the end, but everybody has their story wherever it is that they are, whether it's you know what I'm saying, like in their own universe and they're figuring stuff out, and then like there's a connection somehow, and then here is happening right here, and then something else is happening somewhere else, and then they all convene because they're like, the main person who's doing everything is Doctor Doom, and we have to all come together. You know what I'm saying? Like I thought it was gonna be somewhat of that, not like you know what I'm saying, not. I know the people who are gonna be in it, but I didn't think that it would all it would just jump to that way, and I guess that's where my quarrel is just like, oh, now I know for sure, as opposed to like they'll they'll release that information later. Like this post credit scene, I feel like should have been the post credit scene to Fantastic Four. And I think that would have been cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the end, and they're like, oh no. And then you wait until the end. And so, like, we're getting interference in space and we don't know what's going on. It's like, we're jumping through something, blah. And then, you see it. And then you pan over to the Avengers or or pan over to the Thunderbolts and be like, "What the hell is that?" And so like, "Oh, blah blah," and it's like, "Oh, okay, right." I think that would have created a better effect as opposed to the way they went about it this time around. But again, this is just I guess more so just semantics and splitting hairs. Um, I
I
think
think
yeah,
um, what is worse, like marketing wise, is putting out this movie as Thunderbolts Asterix, and then literally the third day of it being in theaters, like the Sunday morning, they they ripped off the band-aid of the poster to reveal that this movie is actually New Avengers.
Part one.
Like that's like I know movies have had other movies have had like title changes, like Edge of Tomorrow, Live Die Repeat. Even like the Harley Quinn movie, I think had like three different titles
Yeah.
when that was
Yeah.
coming out. So I get like that it happens, but it seemed like I don't know, like feel like that was like a spoiler that was kind of
I
neat in the
almost feel like the
movie.
marketing team did it on purpose to like boost
Yeah.
ticket sales.
I mean, I know this movie was did all right during the weekend, but I can definitely see that. Like, we need a boost. Let's reveal that this is actually Avengers movie kind of thing.
Yeah. Name recognition.
Yep.
Um, just like it's like a new Avengers, more like curiosity of like what the hell's going on. Um,
Yeah, it's like we
I
haven't
would,
had one of these in a long time. Let's
yeah,
go see
and people are
it.
like new Avengers. What's going on? Because even then, like, right, the Young Avengers weren't advertised as such. I think people just call them Young Avengers, and we have the It's like you could go to McDonald's, but you can't ask for a BLT. They have the ingredients for a BLT, but you can't it's not on the menu. So it's like all the ingredients are there for Young Marvel, like the Young Avengers, but they don't call them Young Avengers, even though we all kind of know that that's where they're going. And in this case, I don't know, it just kind of threw me off. What are your actual thoughts on that? Like, and then what made it worse was, I guess, the part of the credit scene is that there are two Avengers now. Like, what is this? The Temptations? Like, there are two teams, and then they're somehow wrapped up in litigation. We have super Marvel heroes wrapped up in court systems over the legal rights of the name Avengers.
Yeah,
And I
Sam
don't.
is like the main Avengers and he's suing the new
Who are the main
Avengers.
Avengers at this point?
Sam, the new Falcon, Hulk,
the the
maybe?
the brown guy, his sidekick or whatever, the eagle or
Excuse me?
whatever.
Yeah, the new Falcon.
Yeah, that's what I said,
What?
Falcon.
Yeah.
Oh, that's his name is the new Falcon. I don't know his name. I thought it
No, I
was
don't know
like
his name, but
the eagle or something. I don't know.
yeah. And
That's
then
how
maybe
much
the
he's important. I
Hulk,
don't know. Red Hulk or just regular Hulk
regular
or
Hulk,
She Hulk.
Red Hulk is not going to be in there.
What
Oh, okay.
about Haley Steinfeld?
Well, that's
No,
the
she's
Young
a young
Avengers, right?
Avenger. She's a young Avenger, isn't she?
Yeah.
Her and America and
No, America Chavez not coming back.
okay. What about Miss?
Her power is too broken, and
What about Miss Marvel? She's like a
yeah,
young
Miss
Avenger.
Marvel, Ironheart.
Ironheart, which is the next movie that's coming out. So
That's a TV
Ironheart,
show that's come out, yeah,
our
this
TV
summer.
show, and then Wakanda's sister,
Yeah, Sherry.
Shiri. So it's like all of them and Spider-Man.
Yeah, Spider-Man is a weird one.
Well, is
I guess
he a
no one
young
I
Avenger or
guess
is
no
he
one
like a
remembers that he
regular?
was an Avenger because
So yeah, that's
everyone
true.
forgot him.
Yeah,
So he can go
yeah,
wherever. He can play any team he wants.
that's true. This is true. This is true. So yeah, Sam is suing the Thunderbolts or the New Avengers for copyright infringement, which is just I don't know, whatever. Um,
Yeah, it's already like, man, you had a bad movie and then you're suing the Avengers
like is
now. Come
Daredevil supposed to
on.
be introduced through this court system, or She-Hulk supposed to be introduced to like you know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't think we're
is there
getting
a
the
is I'm just
the
trying to
legal battle.
understand. I'm just trying to understand. You know what I'm saying? Like why? Like you know what I'm saying? Like that in itself also threw me off. I was like, they're suing us, suing you. You are all superhero. What the are you talking about? Why is this a first world problem right now? Like, what is going on?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's Avengers 5. Uh Avengers takes
Matlock.
on.
Avengers 5, Matlock versus Perry Mason. We're gonna go to the
Yeah.
court system.
Who has Daredevil as their lawyer?
Which side? Yeah.
Yeah, who does he defend?
It's just so it's weird. But yeah.
I thought it was just more of a marketing thing. Call themselves the New Avengers. I thought it was just like,
Well, there's something that actually transpired. So like again, we're
yeah,
working backwards,
like
which is fine.
like when Stitch, like when they did all the marketing where he was in everybody else's movie for the trailer, that
Oh,
trailer,
that's funny.
right? Or
That's
just
awesome.
like,
That's funny.
yeah, remember those like commercials or trailers or whatever?
That was the best.
Yeah.
They got to bring those back.
Yeah, I thought it was just like the same, like it's just like another, it's just a marketing thing to get people into theaters, and then we'll figure, and then
Oh, you're
they'll
talking about
fix it in
like
the
the
first, yeah, the new
Wait, what are you
Avengers
talking about?
thing,
he's just
like
talking
the
about the new
Thunderbolts.
Avengers, like the
Oh, okay.
Thunderbolts. I thought
Yeah,
you were talking about the actual like scene. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, because
no,
working back,
the scene itself, I don't know, it's like whatever. It's
well,
just
because continuing working backwards. That's I'm trying to get the understanding because they are called the new Avengers, and then what is it like 13 months is that or something like that? Like a year later, some
Yeah,
time has
it's
passed.
almost a year later.
It's almost a year later, and then they're being sued. So something transpired between them being called the New Avengers at the end of the movie and Sam bringing litigation to them, um, because they were doing the superhero thing for that time period, and everybody seemed to be fine. So something happened where it's like this is an issue now. Either somebody came back from the dead, or like Thor is back or something. I don't know. Like I don't know. Something happened,
I don't know if
but
that
something
would.
happened to.
Yeah, but it's like, yeah, Bucky's your bro. You know, you don't sue
Yeah,
your
you're
your
friends.
guy.
Like why
What are
are
you
yeah
doing?
you're all friends. What is going on here? And then let's not forget that there's a whole other side, right? We have the new Galaxy Guardians of the Galaxy that's supposed to be tied into all of this as well. Man, Vin Diesel's just getting a paycheck, man. That is, he's got to give a good spot to his manager,
Do you
to
think
his
he's
agent,
still
man.
he's still in there?
He's still Groot. Like this, this
Yeah,
man is
but
still
I
Groot.
get he's still Groot, but like I feel like he's recorded enough lines so
Hey,
they
I'm
can
just
just
saying,
use
Groot.
it.
I mean, but Groot hasn't died. Like his name is tied to this character who's not dead, and he is just getting
Yeah.
he's getting credit scenes. He's getting
Yeah,
paid.
but is he in the booth still? Is what
I
I'm
don't.
asking.
Is he in the booth? I
Like
mean,
I feel
if
like
Groot
he
ever
said it
talks,
enough. I am Groot that like they've got it.
They have like, yeah,
I mean, this guy literally
just
shows up
change
in
the
his
pitch
Fast and
and
the Furious
tone.
outfit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know.
just change the pitch and tone like in the studio, and you're good.
Oh man, I hope he learns how to talk because that's wild. Anyway, yeah. So it's just continuing working back at the end of the movie, the Thunderbolts are just like pronounced the new Avengers. Which again, I don't know how I feel about the Valentina character. I don't know what her end game is. Is it power? Is it just fame? Is it like
Well, if
just
we go to
whatever?
like the beginning of the movie, she's like in a hearing and they're trying to like find out if she's like dirty or not and like what she's done. Like that like sets up this whole movie because she's like cleaning house by having all the Thunderbolts essentially kill each other in the movie. So I guess her goal is just to be on top and to look good for the media as she rules her own way, you know. She's definitely the villain of the movie for sure.
Well, it's like it's also like she spent how long getting everything in position? Like she manipulated Yelena. She appears just randomly in the WandaVision. And then I don't know. I mean, she came out with John Walker. Like she also manipulated him with the idea of what? Like you know what I'm saying? Like I thought the
Well, I
idea
think they were just
was
mercenaries at like the
Yeah, they're just
earlier stuff.
cleanup.
They were never being a team.
oh they were never
Yeah,
being a team.
No, like she
I thought
literally
that's what I
sends
thought that's
them,
what I
she
thought that's
literally
what.
brings them together to kill them. So they all killed each other.
Yeah, yeah,
She
yeah, but
doesn't
I
care
thought
about
that
them.
was I thought as the audience member that's what it was going for. I thought we were
No.
like, oh, she's doing the secret anti-villain team.
No, she definitely did not want them to be a team because at the end she essentially loses all her what she had because they have leverage against her, you know. So
Yeah, which again, also blackmail is not like she's like we own you. Own what? Like you all wanted this,
well, I guess
right?
she has like power and money, right, in the government, so they can get
I
things.
know, but it's like she's a congressperson or CIA, whatever, but Bucky
Yeah.
himself is also in Congress. So it's like, oh, you're dealing in shady shit and I know it. So I'm in Congress, so I should be able to like bring you to a hearing and actually impeach you. But because I'm a new Avenger now, it contradicts my congressional duties. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they're both in government power. Bucky doesn't stop being a congressman.
I think they bring up the congressman part in the movie.
You
And
know,
she
and
was
then
just
like
like she was moving too fast for Congress to actually do anything.
no, didn't yeah, wasn't there a surprise hearing
Yeah, that's
where
the
they're like
beginning
we
of the
had
movie.
something and then she's like screw it, I don't care because it doesn't matter because I'm gonna do something else. And then that hearing just vanished. Like apparently they had hard concrete evidence of her doing like a shit against the Geneva Convention, but then that just went away when the city was being attacked. And then she's like, "Look at the new Avengers. Now I'm forgiven because I brought you the new Avengers." Right? Is that what it
Um,
was?
yeah, this clarifying. Bucky was only in Congress for like a short time before he chose to be like he be a hero and stuff. So he wasn't. I don't think he was in Congress at that time of the
Oh, okay.
movie. And yeah, I think like the evidence or like it was like we have a witness, and I assume once they had like an up on her, they were gonna like prosecute her or whatever, you know. Plus,
Yeah.
she had like the media on her side because oh, the new Avengers saved New York, which I put together.
Yeah. I guess the court of public opinion really.
Put your
You're not gonna get
trust
me for that.
in me,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
kind
like
of thing. Yeah.
the whole like s- who's Bob or what is his hero name?
Century?
Yeah,
Century.
Sentry. Like she was like before he like turned into Void. She was gonna like show him to the media. It's like this is my ticket to not be on trial because like if I have this super strong hero that can save everyone, then they'll forget about or like they'll have to forget about my wrongdoings because I do good more than bad. Like
Yeah. I mean,
what
essentially
is her
that's
quote in the movie? Like there's no heroes, there's just villains, and like one villain that's helping the world in their own way kind of thing. I don't remember the quote, but it's kind of like that. Like we're the villains that stop the other villains from destroying the world, essentially.
yeah. Yeah. Just basically just yeah, just your stick of good is just heavier, longer than the stick of bad. So it's like, sure, we'll just forget everything for right now. But moving even further back, uh, the main kind of issue in the movie is that everyone has problems. And the whole movie is them trying to deal with the problems. Uh, the team that eventually gets built comes to the realization that They just don't like who they were, or even who they are. So they want to change. They want to do something for the better. That basically means that they want to be good guys, but they're not good guys. So that's where that whole like they're not good guys, but they're not bad guys. And they're not like anti-heroes because it's not like they're going out of their way to do they're not being themselves to get a good outcome. They're hired mercenaries and they just turn out to be a team.
I feel like
Um,
they came together at the end to like stop Void, and it's like Florence Pugh, her character was it's like, oh, the whatever Void's cool like shadow power where he turns you into essentially a shadow like smear on the sidewalk. So it was
okay.
like we can run and hide, or we can actually be heroes and like save New York kind of thing. So I feel like they definitely came around to be heroes. And like Bucky is definitely a hero. And Wyatt, the whatever Captain America, fake John Walker, like he tried to be Captain America. Like he
Hot take. I don't think he did anything wrong, but
oh boy, whoa,
Jesus.
whoa, yikes.
Okay.
uh, I mean, he tried to be, but I feel like that wasn't that wasn't that was the goal of the movie, but I don't think it was their goal as individuals. I think the idea was that everybody was struggling with their identity. Um,
Well, yeah,
and like
definitely.
when they got into the void, they just had to confront that. Which, by the way, I guess Bucky, we're over Bucky because we're not gonna look at all the fucked up shit he went through.
Well,
Um,
like I think he said like when he was like going through the void to save them, he's like I went through some fucked up shit, but like I've dealt with it personally,
I just
which
felt like
we already had like
He's
a TV
okay.
show about it.
yeah, but it
So,
wasn't really explored. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think Bucky's complexity was never actually explored the way it should have been properly. So it just feels like another. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole
see,
Civil War thing. I thought they were gonna go more in depth to the complexity of Bucky, but it just turned out to be, you know, Tony Stark's issue with his parents. You know what I'm saying? Like we know he was like tortured and we all that, but it's just surface level. We never actually get to see like the very what I assume is very dark, torturous nature of the Russian, like, you know, of keeping them up at night or
Hydra.
just hitting them with sticks or just letting them eat shit or like just the very sad, fucked up, intense things they had to do to be brainwashed the way he was, right? That I feel would have been that it's just like worse than everybody's like thing that they're going through that they showed on this movie. And like even Yelena, I was like, we saw what Black Widow went through. You had to go through the same shit. Like even in the movie, it's like, you know, when you're a mother, it's like, nope, don't have a uterus, can't have babies, don't have eggs. Like you were already past that. But how long did it like it did it feel like you actually got past that to the point where now your main issue is that you don't like work, like you don't like to be a missionary, a mercenary.
Yeah, I mean, she's essentially an assassin at the beginning of the movie, just
But that's who
killing
she is. Like that's what
people.
she they made it. You know what I'm saying? Like just knowing their past, they love that. They thrive on that. That's what they
Well, yeah,
were
well, like her
made.
whole character, this movie is like, I actually don't want to do this anymore. Like, it's
Yeah.
not, I want to be a hero, essentially.
Well, not I mean again, not
Or
hero. She
just
just
do
doesn't want to be
something
that anymore. She just doesn't
different.
want to. Yeah, it's something
Yeah.
Yeah.
different. But it again, it feels like it came like they jump right into it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
That's literally
and
the beginning of the movie.
no, but I'm
I
saying,
don't
but
think
like,
it's out of
but
pocket
from
for her
the end,
character.
because like
I feel like it's on brand.
when she appears in Hawkeye, the TV
Yeah.
series, that's literally in between this, and it's only separated by a couple months, maybe a year at most. And she is nothing, right? She is going at Hailey Steinfeld. Shout out Hailey Steinfeld, yeah. Um, sinners, spit. She's like going at it, and they're having an actual hard philosophical debate of like, right? Because she's coming from a point of view and she's being manipulated, but she's, she's not. I guess what I'm trying to say is like we saw
It's been like
Yelena's
2 years.
character.
It's
We
definitely
saw
been
Yelena's
longer than
It's
that.
definitely
character
been longer than a year.
not in the universe.
I
Maybe
think
like
so
in real
because this
time, but
Yeah.
is
not like in the
Yeah.
universe.
in universe. This is 2027,
Oh shit. Okay. Then
Yeah.
so
maybe it
it's
is a couple
definitely
years.
been longer than.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus, like her and her dad had the whole argument, and she's like, "Oh, it was 2 years, and you didn't like reach out." Like she literally says 2 years, and it was
No,
two
but she was
years
talking
since
about 2
like
years. No, she was talking about 2 years since Scarlett Joe died.
yeah,
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 and
but
Haley
then
and her
Hawkeye
had that
happened a
conversation
year
right
after the.
after Scarlet. Scarlet.
No, it happened like a year. Like, no, like, Hawkeye's already like blind and he's like old. Like it's happened. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody already got snapped back and so on. So anyway, all I have to say is that Yelena's character was what I felt was more flushed because again, when they start, and don't get me wrong, now that we're working backwards, the very real conversation that David Harbour has with Florence Pugh, that's like it's really like you know what I'm saying? Like it drives home and it pays off what Florence Pugh has been feeling the entire movie. Like she just wants to be seen, to be heard, to be accepted, to let somebody else understand why she's feeling the way she's feeling. My thing is just is like because the movie just starts off that way, from what I well at least from what I know from the character and the way they were developed to where the movie starts, there's something like I don't think the writing in the movie itself does a good job of explaining how that happened. She just is like, I've been drinking, and then I go to work, but somewhere something happened that made her fall into the rut that she is, and they don't explain that very well. They just throw it in there like she is now here. But again, just 2 series ago, she was not there. So something happened between the badass, like I don't take no shit, I'm ready to kill people, to the beginning of this movie, and that's where I was like, I would need to know what they don't explain that. They just straight go into it, and then they just
I don't
explain
I
what
don't
she's
think that
going through.
matters, at least to me. Just because
Well, I
like
was more so for the
she,
character because we
I mean
lost
she
Black
she was
Widow, and she's
literally
the new
a
Black
Black
Widow.
Widow, like against her will, killing people, and then now she took a new job where she literally kills someone for someone else. I can see the character going to like, I'm just doing the same thing for a different person. Like, I don't want to do that. Like, I don't know. That feels, and like, she doesn't kill Hawkeye in the show. Like, she decides to let him,
Yeah, she
like,
decides to let
she
him. Yeah,
accepts what happens to her
yeah, yeah,
sister. So I
yeah.
don't know. I don't think it's that strange to me, at least. And honestly, the one character I feel like that actually needed some flashback or like void vision was Ava or Ghost. Like
Oh, definitely,
I
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
remember
definitely.
her at all
Um,
from Ant-Man 2.
Quantum
So
Manium, yeah, or
yeah,
whatever, yeah, Quantum 2.
Ant-Man 2.
She definitely, I feel, was another one that was like, man, if you're gonna explore people's like psyche, that is the one that we would have to definitely.
Like we didn't really need John Walker. We already knew he was an
Yeah,
asshole and
who gives a shit, dude? Like
like I feel like didn't he already lose his
he
family
lost
in
his
that
kid and
show? I don't
yeah,
remember.
yeah,
Yeah, but
we
like
remember. I was like, yeah, you lost them. Like we know
yeah, I
that
feel
as an
like
audience, the
Ghost could
world
have
doesn't
used
know
a
that.
little more just because that Ant-Man and the Wasp was a long time
it was
ago,
a
I
while
feel.
It
ago.
was a while ago.
So
When
definitely a
she
little
showed up, I
more.
was like, "Who's like what?
Yeah,
What's
even
her
in the
thing? Like,
trailer,
what's
I
her
was
thing
like, I don't
again?"
remember you. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember like she was just like tortured as a kid or something, or like
No, she was
experimented
like
on as a kid.
poked and prodded and like it was just like
Well, she said something like her suit's holding her body together or
yes,
something.
Yeah, yeah.
because
Otherwise,
of
she would like
the intense
disintegrate her.
movement that she does
Oh,
like
okay.
going through stuff. She's literally
Hmm.
going through space and time like Adam like what the Flash does when he goes through like a
Yeah.
wall. But that's constantly happens, so like the suit lets her like be alive, essentially. Um, but yeah, that background would have been something that I would have liked to see. Again, I feel like the Black Widow movie gave us enough of an insight to kind of understand Yelena's character because they're sisters and they essentially win the same. Plus, three of the characters in this movie, granted one of them dies, are in this movie. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we already have their background. Let's explore other people, right?
Yeah.
The Ghost didn't get her own TV show or any background. She was the main villain. Taskmaster, I don't give a shit. I like I don't I,
Wait, the movie
The
doesn't give a
ghost?
shit about the Axemaster. They literally one shot her at the beginning of the movie. It's like,
That's
oops,
funny.
I guess I should have.
Messed up. That's
Was
fucked
she
up.
in
That's
anything
funny.
else?
No, she was
Taskmaster?
in she
She
was
was the
in
Taskmasters. That was the big
Black
reveal.
Widow movie, the Black Widow
Yeah.
movie.
She ended up being like the
Oh,
the person who
yeah,
was killing
forgettable.
everybody.
Never mind.
Yeah, exactly.
I will say, like the original script for Thunderbolts, Taskmaster was going to be like a part of the team, and like she would randomly try to kill John Walker because he would lose her memory in the film. So it'd be like they're friendly, and then she just randomly tries to kill him throughout the movie.
What happened to that script? I would have loved to see
Right?
that
That
script. What's
sounds
There's
going
a
on
fun.
with
there were
that?
several scripts for this movie.
Really?
I mean, that's just
Once, yeah,
Marvel.
one
It is
script had
Marvel,
like
yeah.
Kang in it.
What?
Yeah,
Well, I
yeah.
read somewhere
Jeez.
that the after credit scene, like the last after credit scene, was shot like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I think like 4 weeks
Yeah,
ago.
like a month ago. Like that wasn't even part of the movie that it was shot 4 weeks ago. Like that means they had to call everybody back, get into makeup, get into suits, get the drawing board concept on ready to go, and then they filmed it. I was like, holy crap, the release is 4 weeks away. That's wild. That's still wild to me. Um,
I mean,
but
I feel like
yeah, I
that's
mean,
just
I just feel
Marvel,
like
just like their production is super weird and
I
stuff.
also feel
So,
like yeah, but I also feel like they could have if it was really about Bob, right, and about the Void, I feel like they could have really more explored him, right? Because it really seems to be like that's what it was. Like he had a crappy childhood, he had a crappy upbringing. Again, I don't know if in the scale of bad, crappy childhood, getting your uterus cut out of you at like the age of 4 or whatever. I don't know where that lands as far as a worse childhood, but this kid Bob had a bad childhood. Um,
I mean, I
I
feel
just
like we got either by the Void flashback or just like hearing people talk about him, like why he signed up for this. I feel like we got a decent amount.
I think we
well,
got
he
enough.
forget
Yeah.
he forgets his memory. So is that like a condition, or is that part of the serum?
Isn't it like multiple personality disorder that he has? Like, isn't that what the Void is? I don't know,
I
like
don't
I
his
know.
thought it
I
was
childhood
don't
whenever he
know.
was
character,
the
I don't
void.
know.
but I
He
assume it's
just,
like multiple personality.
I
So
thought it
he
was
just
just
has
like
two
loses
person.
it.
Because yeah, like when the Void is out in New York turning everything dark, he's like inside of his like happy place, his room, his that's where he is. So I assume it's like a different personality.
So we got split going on. So he
Yeah.
can't. Okay. But I didn't understand. Like I guess I didn't understand his because he would just forget. Like even when they brought him initially in the it's coming back to the beginning of the movie, he's like, "How did you get here?" He's like, "I don't know. I forgot." So I didn't know if it was part of the because he wasn't the voice. You know what I'm saying? Like he wasn't experiencing or showing the split difference of his psyche then. So maybe it was a reveal later. But I thought it was part of the like he would forget like that was just part of a side effect of the
Well, I mean, he
serum
does
that
say like I literally went in for this drug test and I woke up with you guys. So they obviously put him to sleep, so he doesn't
mm,
remember.
mm. Oh, moving even further back from the end of the movie towards I guess now the more center of the movie. Um, they're the way that they all just it really felt like they were all in the same boat, but I don't. I don't I didn't it didn't convince me how they all decided. You know what I'm saying?
What part are you talking about?
When they all started being like friends, like the middle of the movie after the initial meeting. Um, because despite the fact that it's 2 hour long, it really is opening scene. Oh, there's an impeachment. I gotta get rid of all of our scientists. They all meet. They all try to kill each other, and then from that point on, it's them becoming friends. Like that's it. Like that's the movie. So like
I don't
moving
I don't know if
backwards,
it even because after
I
they
don't think
get
it's like, oh, we're becoming friends. I think it was literally like, oh, you didn't leave us behind to like burn in the furnace. She's like, yeah, the elevator's out, so
right? But the whole middle
I
of the
needed.
movie, the whole middle of the movie is them forming that bond. Is what I'm trying to get. Like the movie, despite being 2.5 hour long, the big chunk of the middle of the movie is this them like turning friendly with each other.
I think it's more of like enemy of my enemy or like even we need to work together because of circumstances like we're being hunted by the same person. Like sure, like because when they get beaten by
Entry.
Sentry for the first time, like they're like we're piecing out, we're done. Like
Yeah.
I don't I mean sure that they do come back when Void like comes, but like they're like we're done. We don't like care for you.
Yeah.
Like we're not in this because we're friendly. We're friends, you know? Like we're here because Val made us here like come here,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, they're gonna call it quits. Like
Yeah.
they had the whole falling out, and
Which I think it was
then
funny, like
Leonella was literally like, "We're losers," and then she starts to walk away.
Yeah, but that by that point, that's the third act already.
yeah.
Yeah, but everyone
That's
was
what I'm
like,
But the
"Oh, we're
saying.
middle,
They're
quit.
the
Like they're
middle,
not
not
the middle,
friends.
the
Like
they're like
second
in
we're
it
act.
for themselves,
That's what I mean. But like
essentially.
going back where we're already moving from the end to the beginning of the film, the section that I'm referencing is literally the big chunk in the middle, where the whole chunk in the middle is just them getting to the third act, where they're like, we're losers and we're not. You know what I'm saying? Like the
Well,
entire
no,
middle of the
that's
movie
why I
is.
wanted to bring up that scene because they literally like we're out. Like I don't we're not friends. We're not doing this. I'm leaving and on the run for myself kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, but they're already in New York at that point.
Yeah, but you're saying like they're friends and like
Well, no,
but I don't think they're
I'm saying
friends.
in the middle of the movie, you know what I'm saying? Like they literally fight each other, and within minutes of fighting each other, like you said, yes, we have to go get Valentina, and then from that point on, they're all just exploring each other's like just each other's. They're just basically playing chicken with each other to see if we could all just tolerate each other enough to go where we
Yeah.
need to go. Like you know what I'm saying? Like the whole middle of the movie is them just becoming friends, not on purpose until the end where they're just like, we're a team. No, we're not a team. Like, right? It's the whole trailer. It's like, we can't call ourselves a team. We're not a team, right? But you're acting like a team. You're learning about each other in a very small amount of time. But again, the small amount of time still happened within like a 2 hour set movie. So it's like they literally meet, they fight, and then they're just like helping each other out for the sake of getting back at Valentina.
Yeah.
yeah, because they know. Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Despite the fact that they're all mercenaries and either one of them could take out her very easily. So they don't need the team, is what I'm trying to get. Like they don't need the team. Any one of them could like they don't need to be together. They are the mercenaries that she hires. They could literally go to her and murder her.
I
Any
think
one of them.
the
Any
the
one of
movie
them.
says they can't do that. Because like even
Because
escaping that like bunker or facility, they all need each other to get up the elevator. They needed a ghost to
which
open
I
the
call
door.
bullshit on that. I feel like Ghost could have made it.
They she literally said she couldn't because she couldn't see where she's going.
Yeah, she needs to go to someone, but that only lasts a minute. 7 feet up, you go straight
I
up.
that seemed pretty high up. I don't know.
Yeah,
But they
it was
also
definitely not 7 feet.
No, seven. I
Definitely
mean
a
seven
lot
floors.
more than
Seven
seven
floor. Sorry,
feet.
7 floors. 7 floors.
That's
yeah.
definitely not 7 floors.
Yeah, it's like
But
seven
they
floors.
also needed like they needed ghosts to get the car. They needed like distract. They like turn off the lights and turn on the lights. Like I think they all need each other. Like what is Elena gonna do against a guy like a bunch of people with guns like by herself in like an army essentially?
Well, again, in the beginning of the movie, they made it seem like she could get through anything. That's why I was a little confused. It's like
But
you're the
she
badass that
couldn't.
could get through
She used
anything.
like she has John Walker was there with her fighting
Also,
people.
John Walker, who murdered somebody, like got through a lot of. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're asking Chris, like you're asking me to suspend that, like the idea that I haven't seen these motherfuckers do that already. So why wouldn't they be able to do that now? Why do they need the team? I've already seen them take out a whole army with themselves. Like they don't need the team. Bob is the only one who needed protection because Bob didn't realize that he was fucking Century. But like in the past movies and TV shows, they've done this. They are super power. They are super heroes. They have
But
super
they
abilities.
none of them have actual powers
I mean, the super
except
serum
Ghost.
I feel like is a power in itself.
Yeah, but it's like the shittier version.
And it's
Same
funny
with
Yeah.
because they even bring that up during this.
David
It's like, so what
Harbour,
super
like
serum did you
Alexi's.
get? Oh, the actual real one. Oh, I got Russian, bootleg one.
Yeah.
Still good though, still good. It's like, yeah, the three people in this team that have just random super serums in them. You know what I mean? Like they're super strong, they're super fast,
I mean, technically
super
four,
smart.
because Sentry he has like his own version
Okay,
of the
thank you.
serum.
Savior
He has
four.
a serum. I don't know which one
Yeah.
it is, but he has a
The
serum.
best serum, apparently.
Yeah. Um,
I don't know. I feel like I mean, plus this is the whole movie is about them teaming up together to take on a foe.
yeah, yeah. No, no, no. Yeah, I
So
get that.
I don't know. It feels like a nitpick to me that it's like why doesn't whatever um John Walker just go and shoot her in the head? It's like what? I I don't know.
I mean,
He
we
was
know
about
John
to.
Walker is capable of of that. So I mean they're all capable of that. But no, no, no. I get it. I get it. It just feels to me it's just like I don't want to say it's bad. It's not even bad writing because it was funny. It was comical. And that's another thing about the movie. I feel like the movie purposely like I feel like it's just like what we said before, it's just as a comedy with drama aspects in it. Because when there's real conversations and there's real deep like time for things to marinate, they just ruin it with just putting something funny in there. It's just like you're ruining the moment of like the movie. You don't need to put a joke in every
I
single
mean, that's just
scene.
Marvel at
I know that's what I
that
mean.
point.
Like it's
Yeah,
just
that's
like
just.
you know what
Also, it
I'm saying?
just
Like
felt like the tone of the movie itself.
Yeah,
like they're just
especially when Lexi
they're all
showed up,
misfits and it's
like
just funny.
Yeah.
he brought him to like that guy's just like
Honestly, yeah, honestly,
jokes.
they're a team because of Alexi. He's the one who's like, we could do it. We're a team now. And you named it after your soccer team. Very good.
Yeah, because he's the only actual out of everybody, he's the actual person that wanted this, which is funny because he's the one who wanted it from the get-go. He just wanted to be a hero, like an actual hero again, right? Because he that's what he was for Russia, right? He was like a
Did he
hero. He
actually
was.
even do anything, or
I
was
have
he
no
just
effing idea. I
like
don't even remember his
like a
backstory to tell you the truth.
yeah? I think it was more like I got the serum and I stood and waved at people.
Yeah,
I don't think he actually
yeah.
did anything.
Did anything. But he after out of all the characters, he's the actually one that'd be like, I wanna do good. I wanna be a team. I wanna be able to wave to the children and be like, I am, Captain Hero or whatever. And yeah, it really was because of him that that I don't know, maybe that was the 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 real like the real glue that was just like, we are a team. No, we're not. Yes, we are. We are a team.
Yeah, he was pretty much the catalyst on the whole thing.
Yeah,
That and like oh, we can't take her on by ourselves, so let's all take her out together. And then Sentry came into play on all that. Plus, it was like Yelena had a bond with Bob, so she wasn't gonna leave him hanging.
Yeah, like they
And
set that up like as soon as they like essentially the start of the movie, like she's
yeah,
like, "Get behind me, I will protect you." I
yeah.
feel like that was like what broke at the end, like how she was able to break into him, like
It's
because she
just
was there before she knew who he even was.
yeah. I just didn't know I was watching Yu-Gi-Oh at the end of this movie.
The Shadow Realm.
The most powerful thing in the world is friendship, and that could get you out of the shadow realm. That's basically what
That's
the end of this movie was.
that's my only like kind of complaint with this movie, where it's like, oh, the issue is that he has depression. Okay.
I got it.
Okay.
He needed friends. He needs friends.
They
Guys,
beat
the bad guy needs friends, or the world ends or something. You gotta be
they
friends
don't
with
beat
him.
him. They beat his depression.
Well,
Um,
he was beating himself. So
Yeah, he was,
pause,
that's
pause.
true.
Uh,
but he was becoming the
Yeah.
void while
It was
doing
a
it.
cool movie, and the dynamics worked well, and they were gonna be a team, and they were gonna beat this guy up just to like not beat him up and just like talk to him essentially. Just like
I mean,
give him a big old hug, you know?
I mean, like you
Um
said at the beginning, all we do is punch and shoot. Like they're not going to beat Superman of the MCU Superman
yeah,
with
they
you
can't beat
know
MCU
they
Superman.
literally tried in the movie and they got their asses handed to them.
Also, like that's another thing I had with like, all right, you just found out your century, and all of a sudden you mastered all of your abilities in an instant. Like now you're Neo, you're stopping bullets, you're redirecting them. Like you didn't know you had these powers 5 minutes ago, and now you're like flying. Like you're
I
flying.
wonder
Like
if it
you
was just like he needed the initial like start and then
he needed
he
someone
can
to
do.
believe in him.
Valentina believed in him. He had this force field around him going 24/7. Like, geez, like where did
Yeah,
that come from? Like
yeah.
I just
That
what I'm
that
saying?
hop
Like
was it was pretty big. It was a pretty big hop though. I'll give you
yeah,
that, Eddie. I'll give you
like he
that on that
was
movie.
he's now super fast and is able to
Yeah,
like
you're
transport himself.
fast,
I'm
you're
like,
strong, you're like
where
you're
did you
impe
get off being Superman, not knowing you
nothing
were
hurts
Superman five
you.
minutes ago?
You have telekinesis. Um,
It's just it felt like a big leap to me.
yeah, like he barely moved that glass of water, and then you can stop bullet.
Not mind you, he was trying to move that glass of water like what is it, like 10 minutes before he went on live TV? Like it's like I believe in you. You could do this. Cameras everywhere. We got to see this initial telekinetic power. Um I don't know, was that supposed to be like a like a thing, like a commentary on like TV or social media? I
No, I
just
think it
felt like there
was
was
more just Valentina's like, fuck, they have dirt on me. Here's a better story about what if
Yeah.
I introduce Superman to this world? People love me then, and they can't impeach me, right?
yeah, but it's like your goal is not to be again. I don't. This girl's goal changed. Like I don't want to be impeached. I just want the power. I don't want power. I want to show the world that Superman is coming.
Well, I
And
mean,
then
with Superman, she has the power.
I guess the power. But like she's like, and with the power, I will be impeachable or unpeachable or whatever she says. I'm like, but yeah, but is that your like? Is your goal not to get removed from the CIA? I would imagine that
I
your
think it's
goal would
like
be to.
her being a leader in the CIA plus doing whatever the fuck she wants, whatever messed up shit.
I guess,
Because
yeah.
that's literally why there's an impeachment hearing because she's doing whatever she wants. So I assume it's just like I want to keep doing that. And
Yeah.
also, if you fuck with
Superman.
me, I'll send my
Yeah,
Superman guy to get you,
yeah.
you
I'll
know?
fuck with you
Yep.
So
because Superman.
it's It's like, what, are you real gonna fight? Who are you gonna bring? Gaia? She's not coming back.
Also, I felt like Valentina's backstory was wasted. Like, does she feel the enormous guilt from like she was a kid, right? I guess she saw her father get shot. Was she like a war, like in a war country?
Uh,
Seemed like it.
yeah, like
Well,
was
you know what
that
I'm
World
saying?
War II or something?
Oh, she can't
But
be that
weren't they
young. She
speaking
can't be that young if it
Italian?
was World War II. She's got
Oh,
to
they
be
were
Oh,
older
speaking.
if
I
it
don't
was World
know. I
War
don't
II.
know.
It definitely
Yeah.
seemed like they were in foreign land.
Yeah,
And
because they're
then
speaking different
something about
language.
like, oh, I thought he was a friend, so I told him that you were like, you know what I'm saying? Like they don't really explain, but it can't be World War II. She's got to
Well,
be
that's
like
what I was
100 if
like,
it was
is it
World War
World War
II.
II? Like, were they like Jewish and that's like they came to get them kind of thing? But yeah, I don't know
I just
exactly
like,
what
you know
that
what I'm
was
saying? Like
referring
it's just
to.
like,
Like, is it like Hydra?
oh,
Something Hydra?
Hydra. Okay,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
I just, I didn't get her. And again, I guess I don't get her as a character because I'm like, okay, that was supposed to shape who you are now, but it's not giving me any idea of, you know, what I'm saying who you are now. Like everybody else's backdrop makes sense. This happened to you. It's ingrained in you, and this is why you are the way you are. But Valentina's story is just like, all right, you witnessed that, but now you work for the CIA and you're trying to get power. Why are you trying to get what does your goal right now have to do with your traumatic past? They don't. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't really align. It just was kind of
Yeah,
fell flat
I
for
don't
me.
really understand that
You know what I'm
either.
saying? Like it's just like
You know,
everybody else's makes sense. Everybody's in this entire movies makes sense. Just that one that's I was like, okay, I guess that was the. I mean, I'm not saying it wasn't traumatizing, right? You're seeing your father die in front of your eyes. That I mean, imagine that's traumatizing, but it's like it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't. The pay there's no payoff here to the current situation that's happening now. Like it doesn't give us anything more. It's like so you saw your dad die, so now you're a manipulator. Now you're just hungry for power. Now you're just trying to stay in power. Like you know what I'm saying? Anyway,
hmm.
um, but yeah, even going even further back, I guess at the beginning of the movie, that's where we start. We start with getting I guess what would be considered a reality check of like it almost felt like what's the movie we saw with Demi Moore?
Was the not the serum.
Yeah, the one with the serum. What was it called? The substance.
Yes.
It almost felt like the substance, or it was just like your fall from fame, and the realities of what happens after the story ends, right? Because at some point they were, you know, they were on the high. You know, people knew these people, and either through being villainous or being a protagonist, and then life continued, and you people forgot about you. Like nobody cares, but you still need to live your life. Um, so it introduces very very quickly that storyline of like this is life. Life continues on. Like for us the movie ends, but in the reality of the world, the universe that they're in, life continues. And what are you supposed to like? What are you supposed to do, right? Like they killed Thanos. Now what do you do? Like you know what I'm saying? Like what is there left for you to do? You killed Thanos.
I mean, that's just comics at that point. Like, there's always a bigger bad guy, you know?
Right. What I just meant like I guess that's the in this in these storylines, just again, the life continues. Everybody experienced something huge and traumatic, and then the hero saved us. But the people, the heroes, like the main heroes, but everybody who paid like a backup role, what's going on? Like Bucky paid a backup role. He's trying to figure out. Uh, Sam is nowhere to be found. He's in Congress, something like that. I don't know where he's at.
What? Sam is suing the Avengers at the end of
Yeah,
the
I
movie.
know, but from a position of where? Like he's still in the Air Force. You know what I'm
I don't
saying?
know.
Like
He's Captain America
He's
still.
he's
Captain America. He's doing
yeah, yeah.
his he's doing
But
something.
But like Captain, like even they bring it up Captain America's like this is you're fighting our president. Like you know what I'm saying? Like this is you're fighting 40-year-old men and 80-year-old men who turn into the Hulk and a lizard guy. Doesn't seem like really top, top stuff. And then David Harbour's Lexo is just like, yeah, I have not done anything with my life like at all. uh Wyatt Russell is just the biggest piece of shit in this universe. So it's just like I just need money. And no one's hiring, so I need to do what I need to do. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it paints a very, very realistic, sad future like reality that it is like anybody who wasn't like a main super like again, it's kind of like, any professional athlete. Oh, you didn't have your name on a number or your name on a jersey that sold a lot of jerseys. Like I'm pretty sure there's hundreds of professional athletes out there. It's like, oh yeah, I was a professional athlete. I was like, were you? Oh, I have no idea who you are. What do you do now? Oh, I sell bumpers. Oh, that's crazy. But you were in the NFL or NBA. That's got to be something. Like it's got to suck when it's like, oh, do you know LeBron? Like that's their questions. I imagine that's is what they're doing. Like, do you know the real Avengers? You were there for the Avengers. Do you know the real Avengers? Like that's gotta suck, you know? Especially for Wyatt.
I mean,
John
none of
characters like
the only character that was actually in the Avengers was Bucky. All these other characters were just essentially villains or like killers of their own. None of them were heroes. I mean, John
Yeah,
Walker
John Walker
sort
didn't
of, but like
exist.
he fell off in like a minute. Like as
Yeah.
soon
yeah.
as he got the shield, he was like, "I'm killing this innocent guy."
He did
But
nothing wrong. Uh
He's an American hero. He's a vet.
um yeah, so it's like and even the green dark overlay that happens in the beginning of the film, it's like it paints a very grim picture. And like we mentioned, it really just jumps into like Yelena's like, so this is who I've been doing, and I don't like what I've been doing, and it's sad. And I don't like doing these. And I'm like having conversations with people I don't know, random people about deep philosophical things. I don't want to do this. And it's just like, geez, like, I don't know, get a hobby or something. Like, what's going on? You were literally like flying planes across the world and jumping off and just fighting. Like, and then it's just like it calms down. Like again, it's just like
what?
you're a
That
stay-at-home
was
person, you know?
like Black Widow was like 7 or probably 8 years ago at that point in
Yeah, but
universe,
then like
maybe more than that.
didn't she like yeah, because in the movie she's like, oh, I'm gonna go be an Avenger now, even though we know what happens to her, right? We're like, oh yeah, yeah, you're gonna
No,
be an
she
Avenger.
no, she went to Val at the end of the movie to find
She
out who
went to
killed her sister. At least Black Widow, the Black Widow movie.
yeah, yeah, yeah. She went
Yeah,
to vet, yeah, and then that's the other thing. It's like, what the fuck happened now? Like, what the fuck happened then?
she
Like,
fought
she went
Hawkeye,
back home. Yeah, she went back to Hawkeye.
and then despite Val like kind of manipulating her to kill Hawkeye, like she's still working with her, so I guess I understand like why she's like this sucks. I don't want to do this work anymore. I don't know. I guess that makes sense to me. It didn't seem out of place for her character.
Yeah, yeah, let's see that.
And now if we want to bring it all the way back to the very beginning, I did like they do like the usual like Marvel MCU logo, but like this time they turned it like black, like the Void's power, which I
Yeah,
thought was
yeah, yeah.
pretty
Yeah, it's
like a
pretty
That was
cool.
pretty
cool
cool.
thing.
I thought that was pretty cool. So it's pretty cool.
Mhm.
Um, yeah. Oh, like I said, overall, I guess the pacing of the movie wasn't bad. It didn't feel like 2 hours, honestly. But now that
Yeah.
I'm talking about it, I feel like there wasn't enough. Like I really feel like despite the fact it was 2 hour movie, I was like, I could really remember scene by scene of like what transpired in this movie, and it didn't feel like 2 hours worth of material. And it wasn't even like there was a huge fighting scenes or anything like that. It was well paced. There was a lot of dialogue. The dialogue didn't feel like it was just like slow either. Like it felt necessary. It wasn't just like filled with anything just for the sake of being filled. Um, I don't know. If anything, I want to give a shout out to the assistant of this movie, Valentina's assistant.
Yeah, apparently in the comics she's Songbird.
Oh, I don't
I
know
don't
who
know
that
if
is.
she'll. I mean, she seemed like she was like helping Bucky out in the movie, so maybe she will come back to the team. But like during that, the 14 months later, she was not in the tower at least.
Yeah, she wasn't there. She didn't die,
Yeah,
but she was on the fence of like what she wants to do and so on and so forth.
because like even
Um,
at the end, she was still kind of helping Val with stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
but she was also like getting shit done. Like what was asked, she was getting it done, and that in itself is power. You're working for a powerful individual, but you're the one getting shit done. She's just telling you what to do, but you're actually doing logistically. She's getting all that shit done.
Yeah.
From an iPad. Uh, which is funny. It's like, you want me to burn them? Yes. Are you sure? Just give me the thing. I'll push the button. Like she's not even like
She didn't want to push the button. I
you
mean,
didn't want to push
that's
the button. It's like I don't want to fucking push the button.
morally, I can't push the button. I'm here with you, but I'm not with
I'm here with
you.
you. You sign my checks, but I can't be the one
Yeah,
fucking
that was a nice touch
pushing the
though. That
button.
like you could see that she was on the fence like the whole movie
hmm
because she was just like, "Are you sure you want to turn the oven on or what? Whatever the metaphor she was using." But she actually didn't want to burn those people.
Anything else? Anything else in the movie?
Yeah, I wanted to bring up the so like they Alexi he brought his limo, like he like picked up the team and they're like being chased down by Val's like army essentially, and then Bucky shows up in like even like it's kind of like a Terminator scene almost. Like
Yeah.
he he goes, he like shoots his like grenade sticky grenade essentially on the cars, and he pulls out his shotgun, very Terminator-esque, and like blasts the guy. And then the last like, oh, I got the like the rip cable from the Jeep. He wraps it around his Wakanda metal arm. He punches the ground, and the like the Jeep just flies up in the air. Like that was such a cool scene. I know it was in the trailer, but like it's still like very cool to see that scene.
It's very cool to see Bucky like full force again.
Yeah,
Similar to when we saw him. Oh, when did he first appear? Captain
Winter
America 2?
Soldier.
Yeah, Winter
Yeah.
Soldier. When he when he first appeared. It was cool to see him like full on Bucky, especially with his arm. I didn't know it was machine. I didn't know dishwasher safe either. That was pretty funny. I thought he was helping everybody out, but then he attached the grenade to the back of the limo, which was in the trailer, but still.
Essentially, he wanted them to testify against Val in like the impeachment hearing, I think.
Yeah.
But it's like, actually, I need you to help me stop her different way.
There's a guy, he's very unstable. I like it later. Later, oh, the dynamic part when I was talking about. Also, Bucky plays a great just like straight man. Um,
hmm
when it's like there's a guy and he's unstable and he needs to come here and like fix it. It's like, who? It's like Bob. I was like, Bob. And everybody was trying to tell him, like, We need to go and stop this man. Because Valentino's up to no good. And then it's just the whole group just like, it's Bob.
So who do you think the leader of the new Avengers is? Like
The
I was
leader?
thinking, like I know Bucky maybe, but Florence Pugh, I feel like she's like the heart of the team almost, like bringing everyone together. And like throughout the movie, I was like, man, I can see her being like the next lead kind of thing throughout.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see
Yeah.
that.
I can see Bucky like mostly a support because he is a congressman. I don't know.
He's not a congressman. He quit.
Quit. Never
Yeah.
mind. He has all the time in the world now. I assumed it was Florence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it
Just
makes
because
sense.
it just felt the most natural.
Yep.
It'd be weird for Bucky to be like, I'm not a Congress anymore or congressman anymore. I'm going to lead this team of you know, lost children or whatever. It'd just be weird for him to like enforce that.
So we have Florence Pugh with the New Avengers. We have Kamala Khan with the Young Avengers, and then Sam as the OG Avenger leader.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I imagine they're gonna merge eventually, right?
Or Secret Wars just kills everyone they don't like and restarts the universe.
Anything else?
No,
All right. Well, with that, we'll get into our ranking scores. Uh, any sequels, prequels to these new Avengers, and then let us know your most traumatic stuff from your childhood. Uh, Chris, we'll start with you.
I would give this 3.5 random passerbyers out of 5. And yeah, like there's a scene, it's in the trailer of them like arguing post fighting Sentry for the first time. And they're like, we're not a team. And like there are people just like in camera focus, just like looking like you're in the way of the sidewalk, I'm walking here kind of thing. It's like, man, people in New York just might be just like are used to this shit. Like this is just a
Yeah, they gotta
Tuesday at
be.
this point.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, alien invasion or a void thing. Oh man, that sucks. I'm gonna be late for work, I guess. But yeah, I really enjoy this movie. It's the team dynamic came together at the end, and even characters that I didn't really care about, like John Walker, or characters I forgot about, like Ava, Ghost, like they they like came to the team, and it's like, man, I kind of want to see more of this team, like give us. I know we're in like a weird spot with the whole Doomsday and Secret Wars coming up, and that's gonna like change things for the whole universe, but like I would watch more of this team doing I don't know, like doing other stuff, and this like their banter together was good, so I would definitely enjoy more of that. And I saw this in Dolby. I would say, yeah, see it in big screen so you enjoy the most out of the soundtrack and just the visuals. Like, well, there wasn't a lot of like um heavy VXX like CGI like action. I feel like I don't know, it works, especially like the dark when it like goes to like the shadow realm, the void zone kind of thing. So I feel like they really works with that.
The
And
Shadow
yeah,
Realm. They're all
Yeah.
banned there. Did everybody come back from the Shadow Realm?
Yeah, I think it shows like because there's like that little girl who was trapped there, and then
Can we talk
once
about how like heart-wrenching and like terrible those like 10 seconds were?
I mean he was like young. She probably doesn't have any much trauma, right? Or any, hopefully.
Nah, it's fine. It's fine.
No, it's just the fact that like we didn't know they were like going into a void. They just looked like they were dying. I thought
Well,
they
yeah,
were
because
he was
it like splatters you on the
yeah, I thought they were like
pavement.
being
It doesn't even splatter
incinerated.
you. It's just like you're there 1 second, then you're not there the next.
Yeah.
Like,
And then
Yeah.
he's like, "Don't worry, little girl, I got you." And then she just completely disappears, and I mean, I assumed she was dead. Um, the weird part was that like it didn't take Alexi with her. Like he just skipped Alexi. He's like, you know what? You get to live, Alexi, but this little girl, she's gonna get got.
I think Lexi was he was faster at running than her.
I wonder her room is in trauma. It's just like straight fears. It's just like killer clowns from space or something. Or maybe it's like
no, it was
everybody.
probably like, yeah, it was probably something simple. I
It's
mean,
probably everybody else's trauma.
hopefully it's something simple, right?
Yeah. I mean, I hope she doesn't have any trauma.
Everybody in this universe somehow had a really fucked up childhood. So who knows?
What if
Maybe
you
her
had a
like
really
parents got like snapped away
I mean, that could be
during
it, right?
Infinity
That
War,
could
so
be it,
she was
right?
alone during that time. That
what
could be a
if
trauma.
what if you had a great childhood? Like what was
I mean,
your
she lives in New York in the MCU. I don't know how great, you know. You know, like shit's always going down there. So like, there was literally a blackout in Daredevil that happened like weeks. I don't know when that show is in the timeline, but things aren't great in New York.
tired of vigilantes with mask and acting like spiders? Why are you calling me out for? I didn't do anything to you.
Like Mayor Kingpin trying to like s- tell Sentry to stop it.
Yeah. Yeah, where's Kingpin in all this? Or is it
Is he
like
still the mayor?
he
Like
got
what it,
reelected?
like what is his like new Avengers stance? You know, I need to know this.
uh,
All right.
Daredevil's in the void. It's just foggy. There's foggies in there.
Oh, Foggy dying over and over again. Like what is Spider-Man's void?
No, Daredevil's trauma would be like he can see, but he just sees Foggy dying over and over again.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
And
Nope.
Spider-Man, I assume Aunt May probably.
Uncle Ben,
We don't
but
Uncle Ben is we don't even know who Uncle Ben is in the MCU, you know?
it's
He was
Uncle
gone
Ben.
before it happened.
It's Uncle Ben leaving Aunt May.
It's like George Costanza.
Yeah. Oh, but yeah,
Uh
but
yeah.
What about you,
yeah,
What is
the
Charlie?
your rating,
Yeah,
Charlie?
my rating. This was I like this movie. Oh, I liked it. I'm gonna give it I'm gonna give 3.5 limo rides. I'm gonna give it 3.5 limo rides out of 5. Um I liked it a lot. It was one of the better superhero movies coming out as of late, and I know everybody like we've said it. I think the whole world has said it. Um, is that like, everybody's kind of either Marvel fatigued or just over just shitty Marvel TV shows and shitty not even Marvel, just shitty superhero TV shows and movies, right? But this was one of the better ones. Yeah, go watch it in theaters. It's a fun movie. My only complaint is probably the end where everything gets fixed with the hug, and that's pretty much it. But
Oh, I wanted to ask, what is the screen act? Because you saw some of the movie in that.
oh, the Screen X. Yeah.
What was that experience like?
So that was they only did well, you've seen Thunderbolts, right? The beginning was very much like actiony, fighty. There was fighting, there was action, etc., etc. Um, and they did the surrounding screens for that. specifically.
I guess
And then once it
what
got
do
to
they show on
Buck,
our
you know how like
screens?
they just
It's just
stretch out
stretched.
they
It's
just
just
stretch it
stretched.
out. They just
Oh,
stretch
so
it
kind of
out.
like when IMAX does like the different form like things.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
just
Okay.
imagine the ends of the screen, and then they just imagine the
Is
ends of
it?
this. Just imagine like if you take a really wide screen, put the movie on there, and then just fold it twice, and
Hmm.
that's how it would look like.
But they only did it for the action scenes.
Yeah. Once it got to Bucky like doing his whole Bucky Barnes give us a
Yeah.
statement. It's like this is a worrying problem that we have to worry about. That's very worrying, right? They switched it to just one screen. We didn't stay long enough.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. That part where they're just talking in the trial, um, that was just the screen in front of you. So
Is it
if you're gonna go,
distracting? Like I don't know.
yeah,
It
I've
felt
never done it
it's
immediately
like
kind of
distracting to me.
I thought it was cool
like
just
did
because
it
I'm like,
enhance the
holy shit, I'm like
experience?
in it with her.
Yeah.
I'm in it. I'm in like the hallway with her, kicking ass. You don't, but at the same time, you don't know what to look at. Do you
That's what I
look
was gonna
left and
ask. Like,
right,
because
or
like
do you just
there's three scenes.
do you just like use your peripherals just to take it in? What I imagine would be cool would be like How to Train Your Dragon, F1, um, what's like another flying movie? Like Top Gun kind of
Hmm.
thing where you're in it, so you could be in it.
Hmm.
You could be in the on the plane, on the dragon,
Yeah.
kind of immersed in those scenes. That's where I would think it'd be really cool. Um, but in terms of like the hallway action move, like the hallway action that happened in the first like 10 minutes of this movie, it was I think it kind of fell flat on that
Hmm.
specifically just because it was directed the way it was directed and the camera angles and stuff, right? Like nobody's like I'm gonna make a movie for Screen X specifically, so obviously some of those directional like choices are gonna fall flat on a Screen X movie. Being surrounded by it was cool. That was pretty cool. If you've ever done the IMAX at like the Museum of Science and Industry, it's similar to that.
Yes.
Yeah. But again, those movies were made with that in mind. It's like let's go deep into space, or let's go in super into the human body, right? So it's just context. Maybe we should create the first Screen X movie made for Screen X. Um, but as far as sequels, right, we're gonna get it's Marvel, so there's more shit coming. But yeah, what about you, Eddie?
I give this three taco shields out of five. Um, I think it was, yeah, like I said, I think it was well paced. I think the writing was for the most part was pretty well when there was just two characters speaking with each other. For the most part, or if there was like a monologue, it was done well. Florence Pugh, great. Um, David Harbour, great. I think the cast itself, the individuals were great. It's not like they didn't have chemistry, but it didn't feel like they were like best buds at the end of it. Like I don't feel like the actors and actresses in this movie would hang out together after the movie wrapped up for some reason. Just like
No,
it
no
like
post shooting shawarma for this
no,
team.
no. You know how like they all like the original Avengers are like, oh, we all got matching tattoos and we all FaceTime each other from now. You know what I'm saying? Like that camaraderie. Maybe that comes with years, right? Because everything, they work
I
together
feel
for
like
so
yeah, it's
long.
definitely a time thing.
Um, but yeah, I don't see them like hanging out. And again, it's not like it didn't translate very well to on screen. I just think it's like everybody did their job. Everybody understood the role and they did what they did. They did their best with what were given to them. Nothing against the actors. Again, despite the movie being 2 hours long, it didn't feel like that. Just felt like they could have been more. Um, so yeah, I give it it's a 3 out of 5. We've definitely seen worse. So again, that's I guess that's as good as a compliment as I could give this movie. It's like we've seen worse. Um, but again, going in with just very low expectations, it is nice to refreshingly get something that's like, oh, that wasn't as bad as I anticipated it to be. Well done, Marvel. Well done. Um, yeah, sequels, prequels. I want to see this litigation. I want to see who wins if they merge. I want to see this copyright infringement. You know, you know that's needed right now in the MCU for some reason. I don't know.
What if
I just
that's
want to
just
see where
like
this.
like Daredevil season 2 is just half of that
It's
is
just
just the
half. Yeah.
trial.
I mean,
Daredevil versus She-Hulk.
the way the way they throw away everything else in this like giant timeline, please have one of these be a throwaway and when a random episode in Daredevil season like 3 or something or so like remember the Thunderbolts litigation? Well, you have to watch season 3, episode 5, 20 minutes in, and they bring it up and you know the case was dismissed on prejudice or something and we don't never talk about it ever again.
Prejudice.
It was just a pure, it was a perfect setup for Fantastic Four. That's all we remember this by.
Yeah.
So hopefully they do something like that with this. Um, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Um, all right. But are there any scenarios we didn't cover?
I
Anything that we
want to
missed?
sorry,
What's up?
one more thing.
Yeah.
I do think it's funny that it's in universe after the movie. It's been a year, over a year, and John Walker still does not have like no one could buy him a shield. Like
Like,
he
oh,
has the
like
Tago shield the whole
fix it
Yeah.
time.
again.
Yeah.
Like before the mid-credit scenes, there's like newspaper articles and like magazines of the new Avengers, and like one is just John Walker sitting on like his
His
shield as a
bended
horse.
shield like a horse.
It's
I
I
was
guess
like, man,
that's just his
you
brand.
really kept your bended shield. It doesn't even protect you from anything
I
at that
know
point.
it's so funny.
Like, yeah, dude. Can you get like Bucky's arm to straighten it or something? Like it's
Right? I feel like
vibranium, you
Bucky
know?
could have done
Like
it. No?
or the Sentry. You have the Sentry
Well, no,
who
I think
bent it in the first
Sentry
place.
says he doesn't have his powers anymore.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, there you go.
I would just
Oh
ask
my
But
Sentry,
I
like,
goodness.
hey
think it's funny,
man,
like you can just buy him a new
you're
shield.
you're
Or
great. Can you do
something.
me this one favor? You're amazing. Please don't turn into wood.
Um,
I'm your friend, and as your friend, can you kindly fix my shield?
but anyway, any scenarios that we didn't cover? What Thunderbolt would you be, or New Avenger would you be? What non-superhero of you know traits would you have? Would you also punch, run, and kick? Let us know at straight to PLD at gmail.com. You can also follow us on Straight to PLD on Blue Sky, YouTube, Twitch, X, and Threads. And that concludes this week's episode of Straight to PLD.
I'm Charlie.
I'm Chris.
And now I'm Eddie. Thanks for joining. We'll see you next time.